Hey, Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. Today we are looking at, from a brand new company, a brand new toy line, PowerTown, where wrestling lives on. This is a whole new line of wrestling figures. The company is run by one of the fellows who used to own Remco, or used to run Remco. And Greg Gagne has had a lot of input as well. I don't know what his ownership role is, but he's definitely part of what's going on. And I just had to get one to check it out. The whole first series, let's see here. So you can see the first series consists of Bruiser Brody, who we're going to be reviewing today. And then you also have Vern Gagne, Lou Thesz, Magnum TA, Kerry Von Erich, and Stan Hansen. Brody was the must-have out of these for me. Magnum TA, I've got a Mattel Magnum TA, so this one didn't seem like as much of a priority, but what I'm going to find out, and what you're going to find out right now, is whether this Brody is good enough to warrant, getting some more releases and keeping an eye out for Series 2. So here we go, PowerTown Series 1. The box is pretty cool. I like this flap on the front. This championship that he comes with is gorgeous. We'll take a look at this thing in a minute. You can see the window right up here. You've got a look at Brody's face. And these are the Ultras. They are also, PowerTown is also launching Remco style figures alongside these. And just look at the shot of that portrait on the front of the box. I like the glow kind of around the edge. It looks cool. This is... it's almost kind of Japanese-looking packaging, but I dig it. It's eye-catching. If you were going to find these at retail, I think you'd be drawn to them. And then on the side, you've got the extra hand over here. Just sort of a look at the figure again. Premium, collectible, Bruiser Brody. All right, so on the front of the box, this is actually a magnetic flap, or a magnetically sealed flap. Very satisfying. I dig that. So the flap opens up, and you've got a little bio of Bruiser Brody, which I think is very cool. Actual shots of Brody, which is a nice touch. I'm glad it's not just all pictures of the figure. I'm not going to read the whole bio, but it's cool that it's in there. And then there it is, the shot of the figure, looking big and thick and menacing. All the accessories can be seen in here. Just looks really good, really classy. This cardboard is pretty sturdy, good stuff. The front flap is a little thinner cardboard than the rest of the box, but just a nice presentation. I really dig this box a lot. So now, let's open it up and see if I dig the figure a lot as well, because that's kind of the important part, right? Photos of action figure prototypes, product specifications subject to change. Please retain packaging for future reference. All right, good enough. And to head you off, yes, I do have some other wrestling figures here to compare this fellow to. I've got a nice bright yellow background. I might actually just use that for my thumbnail picture, so I don't have to get my colors out. Just glossy yellow, looks good. Figure, it brings the figure out. It's a great background. And then here it is in a nice plastic tray with a cover on top. Everything is neutrally posed, so I'm not too worried about warping or anything like that. And you can see he's got a ton of accessories. He's got his vest, he's got a little piece of wood, a chain, that championship, and another hand, an alternate hand. There's tape at the top and bottom. Okay. I'm starting to think there was no tape and this was like Mezco style, but still pretty good though. So we have an actual chain. We'll put that to the side. That championship that we're going to take a closer look at in just a second. Oh, the vest feels great. Our whacking stick down here at the bottom. A hand for gesturing. Man, he looks very, very classy. Okay. Feels great, man. this it just has a solid feel to it. Like, just the plastic is nice. It's the skin looks good. And we're gonna put this guy, you know, through the. So we've got the nice abdominal joint there. And what have we got at the waist? Oh, the waist is not a lot of turn, but that's okay because rather than a cut joint, they've done kind of the AEW thing where there's a sort of a ball joint down in the trunks. And look at the trunks. You can actually see the wrinkles in the trunks to make them look like fabric. Looks really good. I really like the skin tone of this guy. Okay, so let's look at this portrait. He's got the scars on the forehead that are maybe a little more red than I'd like, but they are sculpted and painted. Look at the intensity in those eyes. It looks like that right eye, but see, is that what Brody looked like? It looks like the right eye is turned in just a little bit, but I don't know that that's, you know, wrestlers a little different. It's not apparent from any of those images if he had a little strabismus in that right eye. It doesn't look wrong to me though. The sculpt of the hair, the sculpt and the paint on the hair is phenomenal. He's got that sort of tied back hair. You can see the tie in there. I love how this is sort of pulled back tight and straight and the rest is a little curlier, falling down. Portrait is absolutely fantastic. So shoulders, gosh, these joints move really nicely. So shoulder joints are standard. He's got bicep swivels, and then elbows are just single jointed elbows. But you guys know how I feel about that. And you've got the peg here, but it's fine because it's the same color as the surrounding plastic, so that's not a big deal. I aesthetically would rather have single jointed elbows. Oh, wow. Okay, so the hands pop right off. You've got pegs on discs. They pop off very easily, but they do stay on. So that's not a problem. It's just how they work. The elbow pad is a very soft. Let's get that off of there so you guys can get a little closer look at it. The elbow pad is a much softer plastic, so it poses really nicely and looks like an actual elbow pad. How cool is that? You know, slide that back on that arm. Kind of get it up over the elbow, how it's supposed to look. Pop that hand right back on. Yeah, all those joints are working really well. The waist joint, like I said, it doesn't have a great, but I mean, you know, stand up and twist right now. How far can you turn? You can see the tape on his hands. Okay, so it looks like the finger tape is sculpted, but the tape around his hand, well, see, that looks like part of the tape sculpt, but it doesn't look like the tape. Yeah, the tape is not sculpted on his hand, but it is, I believe. Yeah, it's sculpted on his fingers. Sorry, I'm trying to get the best angle I can. But whatever the case, it looks great. And then he's also got finger tape on this hand, which I don't believe. Well, I don't know. See, that looks like it's sculpted too. Again, whatever the case, it looks great. So now, the legs, you can see kind of our standard hip joint going on there. Got the big boot. Single jointed knees that ratchet. Oh, they are ratchet. Yeah, the ratcheting knees work well, look good. Look at his big, thick legs. I love the proportions of this guy. a lot of wrestling figures. The legs on them, every single one of them looks like Patrick from SpongeBob when he's got the long legs and the boots on. But these don't look like that. Now, the boots pop right off. Because some of the other figures, the knee pads are separate. Well, his knee pad. Gosh, look at how good that looks. You can actually see the pad. They went with sort of the brown, color. And is again a soft plastic, so it bends with the knee. Doesn't interfere with that articulation. Got a really good range. I mean, obviously you don't need Bruiser Brody. There's somebody for an indie fed to start working under that name, Bruiser Brody. Bruiser Brody doesn't need all of this range, but he sure does have it. The detail on the boots, the nice like cow skin, it actually has like the texture of the cow skin. And then the paint is done really nicely because it's not just straight up like black. It's sort of faded and looks like, what are you doing, camera? It doesn't know what to focus on, I guess. It's actually faded out a little bit. So it's not just like, it's not even black. It's like a dark, dark brown. It looks right, as opposed to just looking like a painted on pattern. It has that natural cow skin look. He's got the socks, look great. They're just painted on, but that's okay. And then for the feet, he's got standard modern articulation with the disc, with the peg going into the foot. All of these joints feel great. Ankles are ratcheting joints as well. But they appear to be ratcheted in the correct spots, unlike some toy lines. So he can just stand right up. He stands very nicely. This is a fantastic figure. I am loving this guy. I've got some comparisons in just a minute here, but before and look at that. Look at his stance. His natural stance is not the like narrow feet together action figure stance. I didn't. So did this. It's a little black right here that I thought for a second might be from his trunks, but that doesn't seem to be the case. I think that's just a production thing. Not a huge deal. And these are, I should have looked this up before I started the review, but I believe these are $34.99 a piece, which is not, as you know, premium pricing for wrestling figures. Like, it's higher than, Mattel's retail, but not remarkably high for wrestling figures. So he is almost 8 inches tall. He is a big boy, but Bruiser Brody was a big fella. Let's see if it gives it. I know it's got the bio. Does it give his height? Standing at 6'8", 300 pounds. So he's supposed to be 6'8". Let's take a look at his accessories before we get to some other wrestling figures to compare. So he's got a very, very soft, pliable plastic vest. Looks great, and it has, the sculpt is fantastic, but look at the paint in there as well. It's got a wash of paint to really bring that hide or whatever. I don't know if it's supposed to be sort of a furry type thing. I believe it's like a furry vest, but it looks really good. And his hair is softer. So you should be able to slide that vest right up underneath the hair, no problem. And look at that, he's got his entrance gear ready to go, fits really nicely, looks great. I'm probably going to leave that on him on the shelf because it looks so good. Okay, he has his stick. I'm not going to lie. Oh, look at that. He can hold it just fine. It's kind of a small-looking stick, but at the same time, I wouldn't want this 6'8", 300-pound man hitting me with this stick. And again, the sculpt on it is beautiful. It has great wood grain, where it was cut. There's even some like scarring, if you can see up here at the top. so it looks like it's been through some stuff. Honestly, it kind of looks like a table leg. And again, I got a couple of colors of paint on it to really bring that sculpt out. His alternate hand for smacking fools looks great. And that is sculpted tape. Gosh, the sculpt on the tape is so thin you almost can't tell it's sculpted, but it is. He's got an actual die-cast chain, and it is a nice length, too. I didn't realize how long that chain was. That is 10 inches of die-cast chain for Brody to bring to the ring. And then finally, the kind of surprise hit of this whole set. Whoop, I think I've got that upside down. Look how beautiful this championship is. Got the really nice vac metal. And then I like how they've combined the really shiny vac metal with the more, with the duller silver. And that red trim. This just looks fantastic. And then not the best or worst solution for fastening. I still think my favorite design for action figure wrestling belts is Toy Biz, who had a peg that was completely hidden under the way the belts fasten. But size-wise on the figure, looks pretty good. There you go. So that's championship, which is the PWF World Tag Team Championship belt. And by the way, I'll go ahead and throw this out there. You're going to be blown away by some of the championships that these PowerTown figures are going to come with. They've already announced that the Matt Cardona figure will include the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, and the Brian Myers figure is going to include the Impact Wrestling Digital Media Championship. Those are some big deals that they've signed. If you're a true wrestling fan, like, hearing that is pretty impressive. They've got some amazing stuff coming. Okay, so here is Bruiser Brody. Let's compare him to some other wrestling figures. Here is Mattel's Magnum TA. So you can see Brody is probably a little bit bigger than he should be. I believe Magnum TA is 6'3", 6'4". And Brody is... okay, Brody's a lot bigger than he should be, I suppose. And then here is Storm Collectibles Hulk Hogan, who is a little bit bigger than Magnum, which I believe is accurate, but a good bit smaller than Brody, which is not totally accurate, I don't think. And then finally, Super 7. This is a Super 7... Brian Myers, which is a little larger than he should be. Well, I don't know. Because Myers is, I'd say, a good 6'2". Yeah, he's a little bit bigger than he should be because he's taller than Magnum, but he looks pretty good next to Brody. So, I mean, look. I'd rather him be a little too big than a little too small, because that is fine. I can deal with that on the shelf. You know what I mean? And you can fiddle with these joints a little bit and get things to line up a little better. But so there you go. That's how he measures up against other major wrestling lines. But on his own, certainly, this Bruiser Brody is awesome. And if PowerTown produces a wrestler that you love, I will go ahead and say buy with confidence. Get that figure, get it in your hands, and feel... This is... And I know people want articulation and all that, and I totally get that. I understand it. But to me, this is exactly what a wrestling figure should look like. The thickness, the aesthetics, everything about it. Like, this is my preferred style of wrestling figure now that I've had it in my hand. It's awesome. So thanks for watching, you guys. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things. I will be getting more PowerTown as they become available. So stay tuned for that. And thanks for watching. Remember, Bruiser Brody has his eyes on you, and he's thinking deeply about how sad you make him.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.